Hi everyone, welcome to week 7. I'm Jade and I'll be discussing environmental impact assessments, focusing on environmental impact statements. This presentation will touch on what an EIS is, what its objectives are, its importance, potential issues associated with EIS reports, and recommended ways to overcome them. Environmental impact statements are one of two crucial components of EIA. If the proposal is not rejected in the screening process, an EIS will occur. It is a process which aims to convey potential environmental effects expected to occur after the proposed action takes place. The major concept of an EIS is that human-induced action on a system results in environmental effects, which then leads to environmental impacts. It presents information regarding these outcomes to decision makers, so the potential consequences of the actions become known. It also provides consequences for if the proposed action does not occur. This typically involves factors such as economics, infrastructure requirements, and loss of tourism. EIS also assists with public participation as it presents the information about the project to all directly and indirectly involved stakeholders. In order for an EIS to be approved, it must include the following features. It must provide a full description of the proposed activity and the main alternatives. The alternatives refer to deciding to do nothing. An example of this can be shown in wind farms, where the alternatives would be renewable versus non-renewable energy to achieve the same objective, creating electricity. An EIS report must also include a statement of all the objectives and a full description of the current environment that will be affected by the proposed action. This ensures relevant information is included, which enables the prediction of likely environmental effects on the proposed alternatives. It must also mention an indication and analysis of conceivable interactions between the proposed action and the environment. An EIS must provide an assessment of the expected environmental impacts which occur if the proposed activity proceeds. It must also include the implementation of safeguards to avoid adverse effects as well as to protect the environment, and an assessment of probable effectiveness of these precautions. However, impacts may not be known at the EIS stage. Therefore, it must also include mitigation and monitoring programs outlining how these potential impacts can be avoided, addressed, and managed. It must also include an ongoing management plan over the cycle of the project's life. Despite these set rules, there are many EIS reports that do not get approved due to deficiencies within the statement. Common shortcomings in an EIS report include the need for the action cannot be justified, there is no significant difference in the objectives and alternatives, it contains inadequate descriptions, alternatives don't incorporate environmental care aspects, the fragile ecological connections are not included, there are inadequate mitigation measures, alternative for best environmental protection method is inadequately described, and the use of outdated prediction models. Improving these weak sections of EIS is critical, as it is one of the primary methods used in maintaining socio-ecological balances throughout environmental management. As human interactions occur more frequently with the natural world, a scientific, holistic approach such as EIS is of great importance for a successful EIA. It removes bias from the equation and has the potential to greatly reduce human impact on the environment. Ways to reduce these weaker components include periodic systematic reviews of the quality of the approved EIS reports every 3 to 5 years. This would record trends in common issues and help assist with inadequate areas of the process while increasing the strong sections. Furthermore, clearer regulatory frameworks would remove some of the discrepancies associated with EIS by eliminating excess confusion. All scientific terminology should be correctly defined and it should be written as precise and simply as possible. Improving in monitoring and prediction models would also see an improvement by increasing the chance of drawing an accurate conclusion. Hopefully my presentation has helped convey some of the main concepts of EIS to everybody today. I would have liked to go into more detail as there is vast amounts of information, however my fellow facilitator and I only had 5 minutes of present time each. The presentation has briefly gone into the objectives, content, common errors, and recommended changes of EIS, which is enough to answer my set discussion questions. I'll speak to you all in the discussion board, and I'm really looking forward to hearing what your responses are. Bye!